Hey, it's check-in number 2 on positive parenting. Why is it so hard to tell my child what it is that I want from them? And like we talked about before, it's because it's a new language, because you're not used to parenting that way. We're used to parenting reactively, just kind of getting through our day in survival mode. But I want you to take off something that you're wearing right now, and I think it will help you. No, this is not going X-rated. Sorry. Yeah, your husband's over there going, honey, what is that you're watching exactly? Or your spouse is going, what? Take off something? Yay, now I'm finally listening. Anyway, I want you to take off something that you've been wearing for a while, that you've been using as a tool that you don't need anymore. Because we're talking about new tools, right? We're talking about agreements. And so we're talking about a positive parenting. Your agreements that are holding your tools, and you're wearing something that are broken. They're not working anymore. So I want you to reach up as if you're wearing glasses and take them off and put them down. And these are your parenting goggles. These are what you've been wearing to see the world of parenting and to see your child with. And granted, sometimes they're the rose-colored glasses and we look at a child like they can do no wrong. But if you look around the edges of those glasses, there's this little mud. It's kind of gotten dirty. You ever notice with your windshield when you're driving your car and you've been in it for a few weeks and it's getting dirtier and dirtier, but you get kind of used to all the grime that's on the windshield. And after, you get it washed again, finally you look through and go, wow, it's so clear, I can see. And how was I ever driving around with so much gunk on my windshield? Well, sometimes our parenting glasses or goggles get a little gunky, and it's time to take them off and put on a clean pair. And what I want to offer you is the information that your child has a job to do, and they're doing it. And guess what that job is? To test me? To drive me crazy? That's what it feels like, right? But their job is to explore the world that they're in. No matter what age they're at, no matter what developmental stage, their job is to explore the world they're in, to test boundaries, to ask questions, to make mistakes. That's their job. They're supposed to do that. Really let that sink in, because then it takes the what about me factor in this. See, when something happens with a child and they do something wrong, or they do something that you don't approve of, something that is counter to what it is you're trying to teach your child, those expectations you have, it's so easy to take it personal, that you make it about you. And it's, deep breath here, it's not about you. But that can also be a relief. It's not about me. My child is not personally out to get me. Then the question can be, well, how come they're so good at school? Or how come they go so good for grandma, but they're so horrible for me? When I get around them, why do they act like this? Well, usually I found that I'm the safest person for my child to have a meltdown with. I'm their caretaker. I'm the one they're used to. And if I'm offering them, a healthy environment where they get to explore and they get to make mistakes, then they're going to have meltdowns and they're going to get upset and they're going to challenge me. But if I just remember that that's their job, that that's what they're here to do, and I don't make it about me, then I can go to the next step, which is, okay, what can I do in this moment to help this person? Because they're asking for help. And is there something I can do? Is there some way that I can help them understand the world? Is there information I can give them about this moment from my understanding that would help them? Or is there a question I can ask them so they can internally process what's going on, so maybe they can figure out what's going on? We do make a lot of assumptions when we parent. We assume that child knows better. We assume that they're testing us and there's a malice intent there. But what if you took those goggles off and you put on these goggles and said to yourself, wrote it down, put it somewhere, my child's job is to test the world that they're in. This is how they learn about it. Life is a hands-on experience for them. I have the opportunity to almost be a tour guide here. I have the opportunity to guide them and to help them understand the world with my best understanding that I've got, the information that I've received, to maybe take so they can take it in and learn about the world. And there's things I don't know, and there's moments that I won't have the answers. And I can check in with my child and find out what's going on with them. You can be a little bit of a detective. And you're asking questions not because you're setting the child up. Like, why did you do that? What's wrong with you? I mean, that's such a loaded question. Nobody wants to be asked that. But if you truly ask a question because you're on a mission to discover what it is that your child, the trials or tribulation your child is going through in that moment, and you want to learn more so you can help them, you're coming from a helpful place, it really changes your perception. It really changes your interactions with your child. It takes the edge off when you take the idea out of it that it's not all about me, you know? It's hard to think that. I'm not something to really digest. Am I really making this about me? Well, sure I am, because I see the world through my goggles. I see the world through my experiences. I see the world through what I'm going through. And it's nice to sit back, turn a little bit and go, okay, deep breath. If it's not a fire moment where something's about to burn down, or, you know, things are about to break into a million pieces, and, you know, my child's not in danger, then I can take a second to step back and respond rather than react. I can ask questions. I can get information. I can look around and see what's going on and go, is there a teachable moment here that I can teach my child, that I can check in with my child? Are they willing to listen? You know, and then I have to understand that sometimes that means that teachable moment may happen over and over and over and over again with this child, because that's where they're at, because they're still learning. You know, when you learned how to drive, you weren't able to do the things that you're able to do now as a driver. It takes time. You had to learn and to find your way around the world, and you made mistakes, or in cooking, or any new skill that you're learning. That you're going to have regressions. You're going to make mistakes. And if you could offer grace to a child to make a mistake and figure out that that's how they learn, and that's just part of their experience in this world, it makes it a little clearer. It helps you see things a little clearer. It helps you understand. And then that positive parenting style, it's a little easier. So, okay, there's a tip for you, and we'll check in again shortly. Bye now.